The Federal and Devaki Specialty Hospital jointly present the Madurai Marathon 2024 Run for Health on Sunday, October 20th, 2024. Entry is free for all.
Hello and a warm welcome to Federal special program Capital Beat. NCP leader and former Maharashtra minister Baba Siddique was shot dead by 3 assailants on Saturday while he was coming out from his son's Zishan Siddique's office. What we are told is that there are several reports of Lawrence Bishnoi gang claiming responsibility. In fact, there is a Facebook post which has gone viral, which is trying to link this murder with Salman Khan, with Dawood Ibrahim. And then it says that whoever has links with Salman Khan and Dawood Ibrahim will not be spared. And this Federal and the police are saying they are yet to verify this post, but 3 people have already been nabbed, and the police has done bone tests of the assailants, whereas one of them had claimed that he was a minor. That has been dismissed. But people are still wondering as to what could be the reasons behind this murder. Now, there are several angles coming out of it. There could be a business rivalry. There is a slum rehabilitation project. Apparently, that also is being seen as one of the possible reasons that could be behind. Now, is there a message which is being sent out to the Bollywood world, to the political class of Maharashtra, and also the real estate, since it involves also a slum rehabilitation project? And the big question, that is it an abject failure of the Mumbai police and the intelligence department? Joining me now is Krishna Hegde, who is the spokesperson of the Eknath Shinde government. Thank you so much, Mr. Hegde, for joining. We have veteran journalist and political commentator Sanjay Jog with us. And I'll begin the conversation with Sanjay so that he can put the things in perspective. That Sanjay, the first thing, that Baba Siddique has been shot dead just on the eve of Maharashtra elections. Anytime now, the dates will be announced, and coming as it does very, very close to the elections. Do you think that this could have political reasons? I mean, the murder could be because of some political reasons.
Nilu, let me just talk to it's so unfortunate. This incident happened on Saturday. On Friday, Baba was present when Ajit Pawar held a press conference, basically about, induction of a noted Marathi actor called Sayaji Shinde, whose name is also there in Tollywood. So he was all the way there, basically mingling with the senior guys and whatnot. The next day, when he was coming out from the Zishan's office, he was shot dead with a short range. There are multiple angles, as you talked about. Let me first focus on the political angle. Look at when this has happened on the Dasara day, when people were celebrating Dasara, firecrackers were bursted, there were several processions being taken out, and this accused and assailant took the advantage of this, and just opposite the office of his son, he was shot dead. Second, the elections are round the corner. As you said, any day the model code of conduct will be announced and the poll schedule is announced. Third, very interestingly, whether there is a possibility of any political rivalry, so far it has been ruled out, but there is definitely an angle which has been given to, as you say, because of the Facebook basically post that Bishnoi gang possibly or allegedly could be involved basically to finish off or at this shooting of Baba Siddique. Fourth very interesting angle. The timing definitely is a kind of a major setback for Mahayuti, because as was expected, the opposition is targeting and just lashing out A, the failure of the Home Department, B, the law and order situation has been deteriorated, 3, they are questioning. There is a commissioner of police as well as there is a special commissioner of police who is supposedly very close to Mr. Devendra Fadnavis. So whether this is also because of a tug of war which is going on at the senior police level, and there is a kind of a loosening trick or grip over the police force, that is another angle which is being also talked about. And the last which I will talk about is quite interesting. If at all, the sources in the police force are saying, although he has not been given a wide security level cover, but about 15 days ago, reportedly, he had received a threat. That means he was having a threat perception, quite clear. So was there any kind of a lethargy or lapses on the part of the police? There is a possibility of that. So the chief minister has already announced that it will be trial that will be taking place at the fast track. B, the crime branch has already started an investigation. And just now, about 2 hours before of the cabinet meeting, Mr. Shinde has told us that they will definitely see that at the court level, the government will definitely press for the execution of this accused. One more interesting thing, Neelu, because I have covered Mumbai gang war, in the 80s and 90s. So, Mr. Chief Minister, on the very night, Saturday night after the incident took place, during his reaction, said that I have already instructed the Mumbai police chief to see that the gang war will not revive in Mumbai. I think this is a very, very interesting statement which comes just ahead of the assembly election. So there could be multiple angles.
So making an important statement, Sanjay, and I would like to ask you, and then I'll come to Mr. Hegde, that the gang war should not be revived. Now, the very fact that Lawrence Bishnoi's name is coming up in several reports. Now, is Lawrence Bishnoi gang actually taking strong roots within Maharashtra? Because that's a message. He's inside the jail. How is he operating a gang which is going around and killing people like Baba Siddique? So is there a message which Lawrence Bishnoi is trying to send to the underworld, to Dawood Ibrahim, that, he's trying to dominate now the Maharashtra organized crime?
That's the most worrying part. That's what the CM has talked about, that the police has been instructed to see that, handle it very clearly, keep it up, or tighten the vigil. I just tell you, there are media reports also. I think whether you have seen or not, I'm not sure. But the media reports also say one of the reasons for his killing is a nexus or whatever the links allegedly Baba Siddique had with the other, gangster who is situated outside country. Everybody knows who he is. So, that's also an angle which is being looked into. And the crime branch is also definitely investigating this angle. And the last thing which I will talk about is that, look at, Baba Siddique has been in Congress for 40 years. He has come all the way from Bihar. He had been a minister of state between 2004 and 8. In 2018, there was a ED, the raid which was conducted. His property was 450 crore was confiscated. Then again, he still continued with the Congress. And in February, he shifted his loyalties to Ajit Pawar. And won't believe, he was one of the aspirants for his nomination through the government quota in the state legislative council. Look at the timing, the manner in which he has been chosen, picked up, the entire planning has gone into to kill him. I think this is definitely a serious affair. And ahead of the local assembly election, all the political parties will definitely have to take this angle into account, because again, it matters to the security and law and order. I'm not bothered about who is, I'm not going into, I just completed the last word. I'm not entering into any kind of a verbal duel, but I'm very much certain when a man who has been very active in political, social, cultural life is being shot dead, not broad daylight, but in night, this is definitely a kind of a blot on a Mumbai police and in Mumbai.
One quick question before I come to Mr. Hegde for many, many questions. Sanjay, there is an angle to the Bollywood as well. Now, Salman Khan's link with the underworld and the very fact that the Facebook post, if you read it carefully, it says that Salman's proximity with the underworld and with Dawood Ibrahim was primarily the biggest reason why the Baba Siddique was eliminated. And that Facebook post talks about it very clearly. Now, of course, it seems that there is a threat to Salman Khan's life, which is why security has been stepped up outside his Galaxy apartments. But what would you really say to this Bollywood angle, which is coming up, and also one angle, the SRA development project, because it was said that Baba Siddique was opposing this project and it was a high stakes project worth millions and millions of crores. So this could this also be one of the angles? I want you to explain both the SRA project and the Bollywood angle as well.
Let me focus on the Bollywood angle. You may recall recently twice, what you talked about, Salman Khan's residence outside Galaxy, allegedly again, the same gang had tried to create a problem. Basically, they had come in a vehicle, they tried to, create a problem there, but somehow they could not. So it is not just a past, it is just a present. A few days ago, this has happened. So are the police aware of it? 100% they are police aware of it. They are definitely keeping an eye on this angle. But suddenly, taking into account Baba Siddique's proximity with the Bollywood and particularly with the Salman Khan's friendship, you may also recall every iftar party, Baba Siddique used to be a kind of a gala party with a presence of who's who, not just from the political and social life, but all the way from Bollywood. You may recall, or you may see yesterday, day before yesterday, who were the first to reach there? Sanjay Dutt, then Salman, then Shilpa and her husband, and there were a couple of theirs. So that's definitely an angle. His proximity with Salman is one of the definite, a kind of a cause being looked at for his killing. Second, as you talked about SRA, SRA is again a grey area. Mr. Hegde had remained a legislator earlier days of the Congress party. He knows how SRA is functioning. What are the lapses in its functioning? How the money spills over? What is the racket which goes on? And how the rivalry which turned into kind of a gangsterism and whatnot. So this is definitely one of the angles. Nilu, in Mumbai, there are about 517 SRA projects which have been not taking off. This is not Sanjay Jog's figure. This is from the government. I have got a cabinet note which clearly says, will multiple reasons this has been done, and this is one of the reasons is also the internal rivalries among the real estate players and their whatever these lackeys and whatnot. So I think this is a major angle to Baba Siddique's murder, and I definitely expect police will look into it and try to find out who is the mastermind.
All right. Now, there are some serious questions, Mr. Hegde, now coming to you, that this particular incident which has happened is very, very unfortunate. And he's your own leader. He's a leader of your own government. And if he has been shot dead, and if I may say, not in broad daylight, but it's like an open murder in the middle of a market, in a bustling market on the day of the Shera, would you say that has been an abject failure of the intelligence department? This is an abject failure by the police department. Would you
I
not
don't
concede?
think so. No, I wouldn't say that because, 1.4 crore people are living safely in Mumbai. This is a solitary case. And this case, like Sanjay Jogji has said, that this case has, could be many reasons to this killing. One definitely, which I also think it could be part of some real estate and some personal enmity. This doesn't look like a case where some gangsters are involved. If gangsters are involved, they are involved because of some contract killing, or someone has paid them to bump Baba Siddique off. And I know Baba Siddique for 35 years. He worked earlier also with my father, and so I know exactly how he operated. And I think Sanjay Jog also knows how he operated. So, but I don't want to get into his personal, area of work because he's a high-profile builder in Bandra West and the adjoining areas, and he himself has built a lot of projects. So possibly in the last 35 years, he must have rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, possibly, in the SRA as well. Like Sanjay Jogji said, there are 500 plus projects which have not taken off. There are thousands which are already in place and operational for the last 20, 25 years. And in every SRA project, there is manpower, muscle power, and money power which is being used, because this land belongs to the people who are living in the slums in that vicinity. And basically, the land is free, and the builder has to pay the construction cost, and therefore, constructing under a SRA deal or a SRA scheme is extremely lucrative. Coincidentally, some of the SRA officers are also very close to Baba Siddique. But I do not want to get into why this may have happened. The thing is, I can only say that there is no law and order problem in the city. There is no law and order problem in Maharashtra. This is a secluded, separate case which has happened, and there could be, because a Salman factor, because Salman and Baba Siddique have been friends for since their college days. And their friendship is not only personal. I'm very much aware of that. Their friendship goes beyond personal equations. And I think 95% this is more of a personal enmity because of something gone wrong. more than
No,
any
but
other
Mr. Hegde,
reason.
you have this personal enmity, but you completely dismissed the fact when I asked you that is this an abject police failure and an intelligence failure? The very fact that his security was upgraded to the Y security. 14 days ago, he was threatened for life. And even then, the questions are bound to come up that what was the intelligence department doing? After all, what was the police doing? Why wasn't there a counter firing? These are some very natural questions which are coming from the spot where he was killed. So how can you really dismiss that there is no
No,
failure?
I will answer that also. This is not the first time Baba Siddique has got threats. He has got threats 15, 20 years ago also. He's got threat 10 years ago also. He's got threats 5 years ago also, and he's got threats 15 days ago also. That is part of his, it had almost become part of his work profile. And even I had got threats from an underworld gangster. Yeah, I put one of his people in jail 2 years ago, and he was also calling me for 2 years. He was also based overseas. But the fact is, Baba Siddique got his security. He had even today he had I think three policemen. Though his vice security was downscaled, and all of our security has been downscaled during the Lok Sabha elections for God knows what reason. And in spite of several top people speaking to the CP and the Joint CP Law and Order, our security has not been given back by the Mumbai police till date. And I don't know why. We are like sitting ducks here. We are actually sitting ducks here. And therefore, I would say that there is a police element to it
No, but
that when
are
you
you
are,
saying that you are a victim in your own government? It's your government,
Absolutely.
no, no,
Hegde.
no,
Eknath
it may
Shinde's
be,
government. You are saying that
no,
you all are starting ducks and you are not being given the security.
absolutely right. You can call it a victim of your own government if you wish, but this is the truth.
No,
This is
but
the
who's
absolute truth.
and why? But you should
That,
raise these
that,
questions. If
no, we
there is
have
a
raised the
security
question.
threat to you all,
We,
and if government
No,
is not
we have raised the question, and the appropriate person has called the CP and the joint CP. Not once, but three times. But the CP and the joint CP are not giving the protection. We are asking the CP through your medium why they are not giving the protection when the higher ups have told them to give them the protection. It is
Nilu,
no,
not
but
that Eknath Shinde.
no, but Nilu,
No,
that's what I'm asking. That's what we were discussing. Despite he being from the Mahayuti, I can understand his pain. But despite that, if the police seniors are not acting, what do you say? Is it not just their arrogance, or it is just failure of the police to take note of this?
absolutely, which means that your
Yeah.
own police is not listening to you. The police is not listening to
no,
the
no, no,
government.
no. No, I don't know what is the issue. The joint CP clearly told me that after a top person called him, he said, "Send me a letter." Then he told me, "Send me an email." And I'm putting it on record here. And after I sent him the email, I said, "Where is my security? You have reduced my security." So he says that he made some excuse. You'll get it in 2 days. 2 days I called him. I said, "No, we are putting your threat perception in a meeting." So I said, is my letter important, or your meeting important, or the person who called you more important in the state?" And therefore, I am putting it point blank here. Some of these police officers are extremely arrogant. They are possibly even ignorant, and they do not know. And therefore, this is Baba Siddique's case is a typical case of this kind of arrogance from the police officers. And I'll tell you that he had one constable with him. The assailant just put a pepper spray into his eyes.
No,
I,
but what
I
could be the reason, Mr. Hegde? And it's a very serious charge you are leveling. What could be the reason why your own police is not listening to you? I mean, are
Yeah.
they getting directions from somewhere else? What is
I
the reason why your police is
see.
not listening?
I don't think they are getting any instructions from anyone else. They are acting on their own, and that I have the proof because I know of other people also who have called. I know of ministers who have gone and met the CP. I know of ministers who have gone and said that you have downscaled our protection, and they have not been listened to. And this is a serious fact I'm saying. This is not that they are not listening to the government or not listening to the CM or not listening to this. They don't want to give the protection that is in black and white.
No, but
And why they don't want to
so,
give it?
uh,
Because of their
yeah,
whims and fancies. Because
all
of their
right.
whims and fancies.
No, No, I'm just thinking, and Sanjay, I want you to comment on this, that how can a police department become so whimsical and become so arbitrary that it doesn't listen to its own chief ministers, it doesn't listen to its own ministers, and apparently, if you believe in what Mr. Hegde is saying and what he's trying to say, then by that yardstick, Baba Siddique's murder is just one of the symptoms of a larger disease where the department has just gone haywire.
Absolutely, Nilu. That's what the opposition is pointing out. Look at what's happening here. There
But
are
this is called Jungle Raj then. Is this not called Jungle Raj?
absolutely. That's what Hegde was referring to is that, there are two centers of power in the Mumbai police, which was never happened in the history of Mumbai police. There is a commissioner of police. There is a special commissioner of police. What is their role? Nobody knows. How are they working? Whether they are, just going ahead with their egos or with their, as the word he used, with their own whims and fancies. I'm not bothered about that. I'm much more worried about Mumbai, which is a financial and commercial capital, which is definitely a political hub. Therein, when the elections are around the corner, if Baba Siddique's murder takes place, what will happen to the security?
Nilu, I will have to
others?
just leave because I told you at 5 I have a program. But I want to, answer another point just before I leaving. One, sorry, Mr. Sanjay ji, just
Yes,
give me
yes,
2
go ahead.
minutes.
Go ahead, Mr. Hegde.
You carry on.
The thing there is a vacuum in the city. Like Sanjay Jogi had been covering the underworld in the 80s and 1980s and 90s, and after most of the underworld left Mumbai, there is a huge vacuum now, and Lawrence Bishnoi and some of these groups must be trying to fill that vacuum because Mumbai is a very lucrative city as far as money is concerned, and some of them are already there and based out of Haryana, Gurgaon, Delhi, and all these lucrative areas. And therefore, now their next entry is into Mumbai. And that is why the Honorable Chief Minister very well and very correctly told the CP that such underworld elements should not be able to rear up their head in Mumbai.
Sanjay, that's something what Krishna Hegde has pointed out. What would you really say then, as far as the murder of Baba Siddique is concerned? Of course, there are two power centers within the police department, which again means Mr. Hegde might not admit, but it is a police failure, no matter what he may say. But then how does it go from here on, given the fact that the elections are just around the corner? The elections, the leaders will be campaigning. How safe will they be? Two power centers within the police, safety is a big issue. And is it a bid to derail the entire elections? I mean, is this a narrative which is heading towards that direction? That you create a situation where you say that, the things are not under control and you try and delay the election. Is that a possibility?
Yeah.
Yes.
The second possibility, I am not definitely agreeing to that. But what you rightly said is that this is major security lapse and a major concern ahead of the elections. Two interesting angles to that, to whom I've been talking to a couple of political party leaders and a senior police officer. One is that if at all this gang wants to consolidate its position in a city like Mumbai, then it clearly shows that are really Mumbai police taking the due necessary measures to curb or to file their attempts? Nobody knows that. Even Mr. Hegde, look at helplessness. Despite, after the reduction in the security cover, like a person is a former legislator, now very close confidant of Eknath Shinde, despite repeated pleas, if he is not getting, what will happen to the general member of public? A. Second, when it comes to the intra-party rivalries, who will take the responsibility and the onus? I think that's definitely a major mute question here when it comes to election, as we rightly said, or discussing it. Election could be announced in next 2-3 days. But my larger thing is that, just last month, the election commission had come here. They had reviewed it. One more angle I can give you. You know what? They have castigated the state government, the chief secretary, and the director general of police. Incidentally, both of them are women officers. Maharashtra is definitely proud of that. But the election commission had castigated, wrapped the state government, chief secretary and DGP for not transferring those who are sitting in their post as if like a permanent posting or despite crossing that 3-year tenure. I think this is definitely a matter of concern. This clearly shows some of them are definitely having much of clout, that they are not being touched, and it may be affecting the decision making and implementation of security-related measures. I think this is the question the ruling party needs to reply, because now they are also going to face the brunt. When opposition is criticizing them, they simply cannot deny that they are doing it for the sake of power and all. But this is definitely a question the general public will definitely go on asking as the elections are going to announce.
No, but how safe would be the election process then? And coming as it does, and this murder has happened, how do you think this murder mystery will impact the elections in Maharashtra?
Apart from the election commission, the presentation I've got, they have clearly said the urban apathy is one of the reasons for a low turnout. So urban apathy could be because of the falling law and order situation. That could be one of the angles, that they may not be given in black and white. But as the experts have been telling, this is definitely an angle. Whether this will definitely again impact the voters' turnout, then I think this is an alarm bell for all the political parties. And I do expect that the state government, as the chief minister just 2 hours ago had told us, that the government will definitely see that in the court, that they will insist that these 3 accused should be, executed, and the commissioner of police have been told to rein in this kind of gangsters. I think this is definitely a matter not just to politicize, but what we do expect from the government are the stern actions so that the law and order is definitely maintained. There will be incident and peaceful, voting that is definitely going to take place very soon.
But in entirety, and this is my last question to you, Sanjay, that if you look at whatever we have discussed in the last half an hour or 32 minutes, it seems that this Baba Siddique murder has achieved multiple objectives. It has managed to send out a message to the Bollywood. It has managed to send out a message to the real estate builders. It has managed to send out a message to the political class. And at the same time, if at all the Lawrence Bishnoi gang is the one which is active and behind this murder, it has been able to send out a message that they are trying to take strong roots within Maharashtra. So are all these purposes not served with this murder?
Absolutely. This could be just a tip of iceberg. This could be a direct indication or a hint to all the stakeholders. One more angle I can give you. Just last month, the Niti Aayog had come, and the state cabinet also discussed it very, like a deep down. Mumbai metropolitan region has got the capacity of increasing in its total GDP to $300 billion by 2030. Look at the money which is there in Mumbai and region from the $140 billion. I think that's what Krishna Hegde was also talking about. This is one of the money angle, or the making money in a very easy way by committing such kind of a crime. That's definitely an angle. And apart from that, there are political angles. Whether this is also to settle score against each other ahead of the elections, that is also being to be looked at. And Nilu, you rightly say, if at all, if this will be overlooked, then I think Mumbaikars will have to take really very seriously this issue of, or maybe raising this a voice against the deteriorating law and order and the possibility of the revival of the gang war.
Absolutely, and very, very unfortunate as to whatever has happened, but we'll have to keep a close watch on the developments of the Baba Siddique murder case. Thank you so much, Sanjay, for joining, and I want to appeal to the viewers who are watching this discussion. Subscribe to our channel, send us a feedback, and stay tuned to The Federal. Thank you.
The Federal and Devaki Specialty Hospital jointly present the Madurai Marathon 2024 Run for Health on Sunday, October 20th, 2024. Entry is free for all.